Coming up, sports for everyone and every child, how deaf student athletes are getting their chance to shine. Then, we're just weeks away from tip-off to the start of the Gopher Women's basketball season, how the team is preparing and what they think will lead to an improvement. And later, former teachers and athletes are hoping to hit their stride with a new business tied to their passion, the store in Stillwater that's working to serve runners of all types. Thanks for joining us. I'm Marielle Mohs, and here at WCCO, we are celebrating the highlights of female athletes in this new digital segment called Women in Sports. We'll share new stories with you every week right here as we do our part to give these athletes the recognition they deserve. This week, I'm taking you to the Metro Deaf School in St. Paul, where the athletic director is working hard to create more access and equality for her student athletes. These students at Metro Deaf School are playing in what is currently the school's gym space. Students complained about the exposed cement not being ideal to play on.
Dogs everywhere in your face.
So the older student athletes travel across town to this church, where they have access to a better gym. This is where 13-year-old Serena Abbas plays volleyball.
You play and you have fun. You just have a mind focused on it follows the ball. I like to read the ball.
Part of these girls' growth as players is being taught by coaches who communicate exactly like they do and who have literally been in their shoes. Audrey Klutke is a coach and the school's athletic director. She's also an alumna and used to play basketball for Metro Deaf School. She wants to give back to the school that gave her so much.
When they see volleyball players getting in the van and going elsewhere to play, our younger students don't have an idea of what that's like. They don't see them playing. So we would like for them to be able to see the upperclassmen playing so that they have role models.
Klutke plans to have a new gym built at the school that is safe and accessible. She also wants to add more sports, including a football team.
It's mostly about our kids to be able to have that feeling of access and be able to play just like every other kid.
She hopes by eliminating barriers to sports, these kids can go on to break barriers as adults.
I hope one day that we do grow a professional player, maybe somebody in the NFL or NBA that graduated here from Metro Deaf School.
My dream is that I really want to be part of a college of volleyball.
In St. Paul, Marielle Mohs, WCCO Sports. The school relies heavily on donations to make these dreams possible. Audrey says it's going to take more than $30,000 to form a football program and build a new gym. If you'd like to help, we have more information on WCCO.com. The Gopher Women's volleyball team is heading east this weekend. They'll take on Penn State on Sunday. It'll be a top 15 matchup against the Nittany Lions, who are ranked 3rd in the country. But the Gophers have their own weapons. Phoebe Awoleye was named Big Ten Defensive Player of the Week after she posted 24 blocks against Indiana and Maryland last weekend. So the Nittany Lions will have to get through her, as well as terminal Lydia Grote. Good luck, ladies. November 4th is the home opener of the Gopher Women's basketball season. I recently caught up with the team to see what they think will make them successful this year. Take a look. It was a busy summer for the Gophers, adjusting to a roster that includes 6 new players. 4 of them are transfers, who are mostly seniors and grad students.
I think the 4 young ladies that came in as transfers this year are going to be players that help us at a really high level, and so we're excited about that.
Those veterans should give starters Mara Braun and Sophie Hart some backup. Both of them suffered injuries last year that hurt the team's overall success.
Knowing that, anytime I sub out, that I have full confidence in the people that are being put in, and I think just the energy around the team and the commitment is something that we haven't necessarily had in the past few years.
We can play harder. We don't have to have players play quite as many minutes, which then allows them to play harder when they're out there.
Higher running the floor.
The Gophers made a postseason appearance in the WNIT championship, but fell to St. Louis University. But this moment lit a fire under them.
I think we are very hungry from that. It's a lot of fun. I think we have that taste in our mouth now, and we're ready to roll. We have our eyes set on a tournament run this year.
Collier.
Their season comes off the heels of the Lynx playoff push. The Gophers hope the attention and hype around the pros can carry over to their season too.
A lot of our, season ticket holders and those fans go to the games, and so my call out to them is try to recruit people, because I know we have a lot of new fans at the Lynx games. We would love to see you guys, over at the barn, over at Williams.
At the University of Minnesota, Marielle Mohs, WCCO Sports. And I did see the Gopher Women's basketball team at the Lynx Game 3 against the New York Liberty, so they're showing their support right back. Good luck this season, Gophers. Now to New York City, where the Radio City Rockettes are getting a leg up on rehearsals for this year's Christmas Spectacular. It's perhaps the most famous kick line in the world. The Rockettes practicing 6 hours a day, 6 days a week, perfecting each step before the show opens on November 8th. They also welcomed new dancers to the ranks this year, which means a lot of learning with time running out.
It's a pretty rigorous schedule, but we love what we do, and we have 17 new women this year. This is one of them. So it's such a sisterhood that we're really supportive of each other.
It's a quick turnaround, but having the amazing veterans like Laura here just guiding me every step of the way, it just makes it all the more special just to be a part of this sisterhood and legacy.
The Rockettes will perform 9 elaborate dance numbers in the Christmas Spectacular, which runs through January 5th. Serena Williams is opening up about another recent health scare, but she says not to worry. The retired tennis star posted on social media that she had a benign cyst removed from her neck. She says it was the size of a small grapefruit. The 43-year-old has been candid about previous health struggles. In 2017, she nearly died from blood clots in her lungs after giving birth to her first daughter. Well, a former teacher and athlete is hoping to hit her stride with a new business tied to her passion. With the help of her husband, the pair opened a new running store for the St. Croix River Valley. Our Derek James traveled to Stillwater to see the new space ahead of the highly anticipated opening.
Kate Eggers-Leaf and her husband John have been lacing up to run since before high school.
My parents called me the Energizer Bunny, and my mom was a big runner. She would do a loop around my elementary school, and I would run with her occasionally just to burn some energy, and I loved it.
In college, both ran at Gustavus. John had just graduated when he met Kate, a freshman, at a race.
He came over to congratulate me afterwards, and I was interested after that.
I invited her to a Trampled by Turtles concert in Minneapolis.
The two married in 2018, 8 years after their first date. Kate and John kept running as they both got into teaching. Over time, they began to vent about the difficulties of their job to their physical therapist.
For years, he'd be listening to us and saying, you guys just need to quit teaching. You need to open a running store. He's from Stillwater. He's like, there's no running store in Stillwater. There's not one that's close. You guys should do it.
After a decade of teaching, most of it at Hopkins North Middle School, they decided it was time for a change.
At the end of the day, there's just like too many asks that it just makes it really hard to feel like you're being successful.
But also, we still have this deep love for kids and education and really believe in public education.
Last fall, they followed that friendly suggestion and put a plan into action.
I'll pull the experience flow
to open a community running store, Wild River Running, in Stillwater. The Leafs are among the 38% of licensed teachers in Minnesota who are not currently working in a public or charter school classroom. John and Kate are on an extended absence as they run toward their dream.
From the time we told our administrators last January, they have just been just had our backs through the whole thing.
I'll send you another email.
Taking these new steps, they're discovering similarities in teaching and business.
There's so many different skill sets that you need to have, and you need to be really quick at learning, and you got to be very flexible with how you're approaching things.
As longtime marathon runners, Kate and John are familiar with the grit to start something and the stamina needed to get through to the end.
That's their trail running shoe.
At their finish line,
being able to live comfortably and happily. For the business itself, we really want to be embedded into the community. That was our favorite part about teaching.
In Stillwater with photojournalist Tom Avilas, Derek James, WCCO News.
Wild River Running is on Chestnut Street in downtown Stillwater. The store is open every Tuesday through Sunday. Thanks for watching this week's Women in Sports. We'll be back with more great stories next week. I'm Marielle Mohs.